Hey Joe, it's Folks here. If you are looking for a print-on-demand design trend to sort of kickstart your holiday season, this video is 100% for you. What I'm going to show you is one of the most profitable design trends that I personally have sold. In fact, a few years ago, I had a store that did only this, and I was able to generate over 6 figures in sales in only the Christmas season. And it has something to do with this here. I'm not talking about exactly this, you'll see why in a moment, but basically what I'm talking about is creating designs for Christmas that are sort of blended with an actual niche and also being done in this style. This design here is for someone who is potentially a math teacher. And we also have this one here, which is more of a hunting theme design. In the video though, I'm not going to be talking about doing this with t-shirts or with regular sweatshirts like that math teacher design. What I'm talking about doing it with is a product that makes you over 5 times the profit of those. This here is the type of thing that I am talking about. This is actually one of the designs that I've sold previously. It is an ugly Christmas sweatshirt. Of course, it is not actually knitted. This is just inside of the actual design. What we're going to be talking about today is using all over print products like these to create awesome designs for Christmas time. As we go through, I'll break down this product's quality, I'll reveal the print-on-demand supplier for it, and I'll even go through some awesome niche ideas that you could use to create your own ugly Christmas sweatshirts. Here's a few examples of what I mean. This one here is an ugly Christmas sweater. They are selling this for $59.95. This one here is on another store that I found. They are selling this one for $54.95. This option here has a little bit of personalization in it. They are selling this one for about $51. Another version here for the cat niche is selling for $55.20. Personally, I did really well with this product, selling it at $54.99. The supplier that I got it from is a company called Subliminator. They have these for $27. That does include the shipping. Subliminator is a print-on-demand company that currently only works on Shopify. If you wanted to build your own Shopify store and you needed help, I do have a free course. It's called POD for Dummies. There is a link down in the description. Inside are over 30 videos showing you how to build your store. Printify is another supplier that also has this all-over print sweatshirt. They offer it for $25 with a Printify Premium account. If you wanted to get a free month of Printify Premium, you could use my code. It's NINJA50 Ninja50. You can enter that in your payment section and you will get a free month of Printify Premium. If we're doing math on this, at a $27 cost and a $54.99 selling price, we have just over $27 in profit for every single sweatshirt that we sell. If you made 5 sales a day, that would be over $125 in profit per day, which over an entire month would equal over $4,000 in profit. If you wanted to do stuff like this, you could on sweatshirts like this, or even on t-shirts like this. You'd probably be making a little bit less profit though. Ultimately, you could always offer both. In a moment, I'll show you some more niche ideas for these, but first, I sort of want to break down the actual designs that you would want to be creating for this item. Typically, what I do is I always have some sort of background very similar to this that has like a base Christmas pattern. This one here has a whole bunch of horizontal lines. Some of the sections just have snowflakes in them like this. And then there is also lots of niche relevant items sort of placed throughout the different patterns. There's also concepts like this here where they sort of don't make it have that knit effect. There's no pattern going across. They just kind of create a Christmas themed design blended with a niche. Here's another example here with the different rows going across with all of the holiday elements inside of it, plus their personalizations. This one here is for the cat niche. Again, we have some Christmas themed things in it as well as some niche relevant items as well. Making your designs for this product is super simple. Both of the suppliers that I've talked about have templates for you. You can see the Subliminator template right here. Essentially, the way that this works is you make a design for the front, the back, the sleeves, and the label on the inside. Subliminator will then cut each one of those sections individually and then sew it together. Printify is very similar. If you click the Start Designing button here, on the next screen you'll be able to download the design template for this product. Just like with Subliminator, each piece is separately created and assembled by the provider, which means that anything that's going on your sleeves or on the front of it or on the back of it is going to need to be created individually inside of the template. One quick tip that you should not try to do is have any of your patterns seamlessly coming from like the sleeve sleeve onto the front of the body. What's going to happen is as the print provider actually prints and puts together each section, there is not going to be a perfect match there. You can kind of see that on this example here where the design on the sleeve does not carry over perfectly to the actual body. That's okay though, and you should not stress about trying to make it so. In a moment, I will give you some niche ideas to actually make designs for, but I just wanted to sort of show you the quality of this product. This is a sample from the Subliminator print on demand company. So if you use them, this is exactly what you are going to get. In terms of the actual fabric, this is a cotton and polyester blend. It definitely has a nice hand feel to it. In terms of the design quality, you can see that even though this is not actually knitted into the product, you can see that it does appear quite nice. And ultimately what we are creating are funny, ugly Christmas sweaters for people to wear. I keep using the word sweater even though this is a sweatshirt, and ultimately even though it is not knitted, I have not personally found that to be an issue. In terms of the inside, it does have like a brushed micro fleece on it, which is quite nice and soft to the hand. Down at the bottom, we do have an elastic waistband. On the sleeves as well, there's also an elastic cuff here. You can print on this, so ultimately you can make that really match the aesthetic of the overall design. We also have some pretty good seams here. There's no like threads sticking out or any quality issues with them. This is a sample that I've had for a few years since I had the Ugly Christmas Sweater store that I was talking about earlier. Obviously the niche here is like patriotic or Second Amendment type things, but ultimately you could do this sort of a design with any other niche in its place. And like I said, this is a product that you could basically make for any print-on-demand niche. If you need help actually finding a niche, I did start a second YouTube channel last week. I uploaded this video here where I talked about how to find a niche. The purpose of that channel is to create short and to the point videos. The name of the channel is 5 Minute POD, where like I said, I try and break down complex subjects in 5 minutes or less. I will put a link to that video in the pinned comment of this video. Ultimately though, for this ugly sweater product, I would say first starting off with hobbies could be a good approach. You could basically go through and come up with a list of hobbies and make ugly Christmas sweater designs for them. I found this example here. Obviously there are some trademark issues with it. You can't make a design that says Colts or Steelers because those are the names of NFL teams. But you could totally make ugly Christmas sweater designs that really play up the colors of those teams and have various football related elements inside of them. Obviously just don't use the team name or the team logos. I also found this example here for the motorcycle niche. Obviously someone that's interested in motorcycles could get a kick out of wearing something like this. I also found this design here for the fishing niche. It says Merry Fishmas on it, and it also has some holiday type patterns in the background. The same thing could be done for basically any hobby or interest that somebody has. As I said, you could quite literally make a huge list, things like reading or baking or boats and living at the beach or whatever other interests someone may have. You can definitely create an ugly Christmas sweater for them. Here on my channel, I've also talked about the potential in doing custom pet products like this here. You can do this on lots of different products. This here is an example of a ugly Christmas sweater featuring a dog. Imagine a design where you're taking a photo of someone's dog and putting it on their Christmas sweater. I think that could be a winning concept. And you could also do the same thing if someone has a cat that they want to put on the sweater. Earlier I showed you this design here. The idea would be to create a background that has some cat elements in it, but then you're putting the photo of someone's actual cat on the sweater. Obviously doing personalization like that could allow you to charge more than the price point that we've been talking about. You could also make designs based on different jobs that people have. This one here is a teacher themed design. I also found a similar concept here where they are making a design for people that are nurses. Ultimately, again though, you could do this with almost any job that someone has. If someone is a barber or a car mechanic or an electrician, you could make them an ugly Christmas sweater that they can wear to a holiday party. I also had ideas based on where someone is from. You could do different ugly Christmas sweater designs with different country elements or even country flags on them. Let's say that someone is from Brazil, you could make them a Brazilian themed ugly Christmas sweater. As I am making this video, it is September 2nd, which means in the USA we are in an election season. You could also make designs that have a political angle to them. Obviously this one here is for Trump, but you could also make some for the other side as well. this would ultimately be something that I could definitely see people buying for the Christmas season because they might want to wear a sweater that kind of reflects their political views at a holiday party. And as I mentioned at the beginning, two different supplier options for this would be Subliminator here and also an option with Printify. And ultimately, the big question I get sometimes when I talk about stuff like this is really who should try this design concept. I would say if you are somebody that is struggling to get started with print on demand, this could be a great thing to sort of kickstart your print on demand journey. You could create a store where you sort of go all in on creating different ugly Christmas sweater type designs for lots of different niches. You would essentially be creating a product-based store. The only downside to doing something like that is if this was the only thing you ever tried with print on demand, once we get pretty close to Christmas, you are likely going to need to start thinking of a new idea for a store, which ultimately is a pretty big downside. But again, if you wanted to start something like this, it could help you to do something during the Christmas season and then sort of start fresh in the new year. There's also potential here if you're someone that already has a store going. Let's say that you already have a store and it's based on a specific niche. You could launch a line of ugly Christmas sweaters for your niche. This could definitely help you to generate new customers during the holiday season, and ultimately you wouldn't have to start over the day after Christmas because you already have a niche store. But ultimately, like I said, this could be something that anybody could do. The amount of niches that you could do this for is truly unlimited because basically any niche that is a good niche, you could make an ugly Christmas sweater design for. It all comes down to how you would integrate it into your current store. So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, or if you are planning to do something like this. I would love to know how it goes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.